Today in the crypto space, we see the market holding steady, Bitcoin right around 65,800 and Ethereum up approximately 2% above the $2,700 level, and the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, looking pretty good, some of them moving nice and strong to the upside. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about Ethereum. What is going on with Ethereum? Is Ethereum gonna show some strength to carry these altcoins to the higher levels? So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the general market first. We'll take a look at Bitcoin just quick as a leading indicator, because if we know that if Bitcoin is doing well, the rest of the market should be doing well also. And then we'll take a look at Ethereum. What's going on with ETH? In the last little while, we know that there's a bit of, negativity around the ETH and, potentially, looking for other alternatives, right? But ultimately, we know that Ethereum, being the second largest crypto out there, does have the power to move the market. The reality is we need that Bitcoin dominance to fall, and Ethereum has the strength to really make it fall. So if we see Ethereum show strength, it's good for the rest of the market. Of course, we'll talk about more about that in a second. Let's take a look at what's happening here. We do see that the market cap continues rising. We actually broke above the 2.3 trillion, which is very good. I wanted to see that. Now we're right around 2.4 and change, which is very, very healthy. We saw a good amount of volume in the last little while, breaking out of the previous high. We went up for a nice impulse. We came down for a slight retracement, and then we went up for another higher high. Look at this, guys. We have a little bit of a trend here with trading volume, essentially saying that after every impulse, we are getting volume and we're getting market cap growth, which is what we need. All-time highs is at 3 trillion. Let's move on. Let's take a look at what's going on here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing good, grinding to the upside, breaking out, doing its thing right around 65,800. We know that, the resistance starts to begin right around 69 and change, and, right around that level up to about 72. Guys, we know that that's a level of which we need to be careful, because those are previous highs. Those are all-time highs. Those are levels of price discovery moments where we start breaking out and start running. But at the end of the day, guys, what is Ethereum doing? That is a bigger question for me. It's all about ETH, because if we're waiting for the catch-up, if we're waiting for the altcoins to play that catch-up game, what better signal than seeing Ethereum actually, show strength like it has been one of those, indications in previous cycles. Whenever Ethereum ran, that's when the altcoins started to wake up, giving us a signal that it's time to take risk on. And ultimately, yes, we have been seeing the market look pretty good in the last week or two. And we're seeing definitely some risk on plays, definitely some good green price action, but nothing in comparison to when Ethereum is on board. This is why we should be focusing or paying attention to Ethereum as a signal. We do see BNB looking pretty good as well, back to previous high. CZ is going to be joining us very, very soon. Solana doing pretty good, grinding to the upside, although it's not major, only 1% for the day. Doesn't matter. If you look at what's happening, we're still good, still grinding up, moving. Doge is up another 5%, Altcoin another 5%. The market is definitely explosive at the current moment. You can see that, right? A lot of them obviously a lot more than others. Even Sheep, look at that 8%, and some of them not so much, but still breaking structure, moving to higher highs, making higher lows and higher highs. That's the trend that we're looking for here, guys. Near Protocol has been doing great for the last little while. So what? It's getting a 3.5% dip, no big deal. A little bit of sideways price action after a nice rally is, nothing, nobody complains about that. But ultimately, are we buying dips? dips? Are we waiting for a flag? What are we waiting for near? We know, I believe near is going to be a great contender for the next bull run. It's going to definitely do very well. So maybe any dips should be bought, right? Uniswap looking good based on that Ethereum. We saw Ethereum doing pretty good today. Now anything related to ETH should also be doing good. Uniswap being one of the major dexes out there for Ethereum based projects should do very well. And as we scrape on through, you do see the layer 2s doing good. Ethereum Classic is doing good. And we have Render waking up 5%. So you can see that the market is up approximately 5 to 10%, depending on the project you're looking at. Like I mentioned, some of them are going sideways. We have Floki waking up 11, almost 12% for the day. Bonk is doing good. Some of the meme coins, the OGs, the larger cap meme coins, definitely flying to higher levels. Ondo is a slow grind to the upside. The price action that I prefer, no volume gaps below, no weaknesses below, but then all of a sudden, you never know, this thing can actually wake up and really, tear it up. So let's keep an eye on Ondo. Let's keep an eye on Algo as well. Sleeping Giant, at the end of the day, hasn't been doing much in this cycle, so it has to do a big catch up. In my book, do a lot of catch up. In fact, Notcoin, guys, man of the match in my book. Look, 21%, double digit gains, up 36% in the last 7 days. Pegged to the Toncoin narrative, Telegram narrative, definitely got undervalued based on all the FUD that came out of that story. But definitely recuperating some of that price action, looking very, very healthy, really bullish here in the last little while. And I'm keeping an eye on exchange tokens, KuCoin being one of them, of course. I'm seeing what kind of strength they show in the next little while, because ultimately when we see strength in exchange tokens, it's likely that we're getting an influx of traders. People getting involved on the centralized exchanges is a good look for mass adoption and basically money flowing into the space. All right, guys, that's what I got. Let's move on. Let's take a look at what's going on here with Bitcoin, because I know you're here to talk about charts. Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength. Okay, a lot. It's doing great, right? Slow grind to the upside. Like I mentioned, this is the zone where we got to really start being very critical, getting defensive, not taking too much risk, right? The time to take risk was at these bottoms. Guys, I couldn't have said it more and more often than I did. Like really, this was the time to take risk. Even right around this level, on this back test, on the break, we were like bullish above the 200 daily. I was bullish once again, and we started looking for altcoins. We started looking for great entries on alts, and a lot of those alts have been running 20%, 30%, 10%. They've been outperforming Bitcoin by a lot, guys. So despite what the Bitcoin dominance is saying at the current moment, if you're into the right projects at the moment, if you're into the right altcoins, the Bitcoin dominance is deceiving you. The altcoins, there's a lot of altcoins that are definitely doing well and outperforming Bitcoins. We got to keep that in mind. Although if Bitcoin starts to break above 72, 73, and goes for the next leg to the upside, it is likely to see altcoins either retrace a little bit, go sideways, at best go sideways, and then to see a lot of people flock into Bitcoin, because it's going to start to move. And once it does its major move, its major expansion, we get back into those alts, because the alt's going to play catch up again. So this is what we're waiting for. Bitcoin will continue going sideways, altcoins will catch up and do their thing. And as you can see, this little flag that we had here, which was really, really good. Let's get onto the 4 hour here for a second. Broke out bullish, and it maintains its bullish stance, still flying to the upside. Really, really healthy. We're not even severely overbought on Bitcoin on the 4 hour, not even severely overbought, or even overbought on the daily, not even overbought on the daily. There's a lot of potential, especially breaking above this local high, to come and test the previous highs, these highs right here. So that's what I'm waiting for, guys. Patience, patience, patience. Expect little rejections along the way based on all these little nodes of volume, but Bitcoin is looking good. All right, that's Bitcoin. Now let's jump right into ETH, guys. I want to talk about ETH a little bit today, just because there's a lot of uncertainty. I'm not going to call it FUD, because the reality is there's no reason to be FUDish on Ethereum. Yes, I get it. The tech, it's lagging in the sense that if you compare it to other new projects, new shinier projects that have everything worked out, scalability, basically security, and what they do lack, of course, Ethereum has, which is ecosystem. Right, which is ecosystem and also liquidity. Obviously, this is something that we have to understand. But we do see a lot of these newer projects also, trying to get tap into the Ethereum liquidity via EVM compatibility chains. And this is obviously a great strategy if that's what their objective is. But ultimately, Ethereum, we have become accustomed to seeing Ethereum do very well and obviously give us a signal that it's time to take risk, given the fact that it is the blue chip of all altcoins, pretty much the largest altcoin, the most stable, the most secure. The ETF of altcoins is Ethereum. We can't remove that title from Ethereum. So ultimately, if we want to see the Bitcoin dominance fall, and of course we'll take a look at the Bitcoin dominance tonight when I'm live at 8 p.m. EST, and we'll talk about any other projects that you may have. I'll definitely put them in priority and we'll take a look at charts. But Ethereum at the current moment, if it continues showing us weakness, we're going to have to expect that the altcoin market is going to have another champion. Is it going to be Solana? Is it going to be Sui? Because even now people talking about Sui flipping Solana and maybe, outperforming the entire altcoin market. Who knows which altcoin is going to do well and flip Ethereum, if that even happens. The path of least resistance is one of which we see Ethereum run. Despite our differences, despite our beliefs, right now we're basically boiling over. We're at a point where we don't have that much time really, based on cycles and what we've experienced in the past, to actually nominate a new champion. Although I wouldn't mind, let Solana be the champ. All good. I'm holding tons of Solana. That's fine. Unbiased opinion. I'm just here to make it real. The reality is we kind of need Ethereum, and I don't see how all the other altcoins, if you calculate their market caps, they will, even the top 10 doesn't amount to what Ethereum holds in market cap. So that's the reality. So Ethereum's a beast. If we want that strength in the altcoin market, we need to see a pivot point structure right now. Now, what do we see here? Really, are we seeing a pivot point? We could call this an Adam and Eve pattern. We did get a nice V recovery right into here. It's very possible that that's the case. Nice V recovery, come back up, nice rounded bottom, and back to the neckline. We start breaking this level. We have a huge volume gap right here, as can be seen. Okay, that's good. That would be super hot if we saw Ethereum do that kind of move, breaking out of that level. And big picture, what's even better about that, if that ends up happening, is that we start breaking above the levels of support that we've once had. And if we can backtest it and spring right off of it, we are confirming previous support as support once again, which is a good indication, that we're ready to spring off of it and continue to the upside. And of course, trending back, or basically trailing right back to this trend up here. It's a descending trend. I get it. Lower lows, lower highs. That's what we've been doing in the last little while. But if at any moment we change the direction of the character, it would be really nice, or of the structures, or even of the trend. That would be super, super nice. So what I'm really looking forward to is seeing something like this. Let's say we do break out, or maybe even get rejected once again, and we come back down. All good. No worries. We'll come back down, maybe catch some more bullish bids, make a somewhat of a shoulder. We didn't really make a shoulder here, but you get what I mean. Like, it's looking okay. If you make a higher low, I'll take that as well. I'll also take even a rejection right around here at these previous lows, because it would be a higher high. Definitely a slightly higher high, which would be really good. Alternatively, what if we just break out above the 200 daily, above previous resistance or previous support type of thing? That would be great. And we get back above, we back test ideally. If not, guys, we keep on going, and regardless, we start moving again, and we start seeing higher highs and higher lows. I think that if we break this, it wouldn't be bad to buy in. If we back test, it wouldn't be bad to buy in even more. If we break out of this high, it wouldn't be bad to buy even more. Now, if you want to buy right now, you can see that ultimately, even if you did this strategy and you start to scale in an average position right around here, and if you look at where we are right now, okay, I get it, we're a little bit, maybe a $200 difference, $300 difference, but it's not major. The reality is it's not that much. You are basically buying at slightly higher levels and averaging in at a slightly higher average cost, just to mitigate risk, to have peace of mind that we're not going to get rejected right here on this local tops, and more importantly guys, that we're not going to get rejected at this level right here, because that would be super bearish, especially if we come down. We could make that right shoulder, like I said, another higher low. But what about if we do not, and we come down for a lower low, and then we start looking for a broadening wedge to the downside, and we come down for that lower low, hitting about $2,000 based on this empty space right here that is still very viable of a target. We start to lose a bit of weakness here. So you can see that there's a very clear bullish scenario, and also a very clear bearish scenario. And with that being said, that's the reason why why I'd rather hold off on Ethereum. It's like a 50-50 right now. I don't see an edge. I don't see a reason why I need to be so exposed into the Ethereum price. And this could be a market-wide sentiment, right? And this is why we're not seeing Ethereum show strength. It's because if everybody thinks the way I do, they're not accumulating, they're not buying, they're not seeing the strength. So all we do really need is some sort of catalyst. Something needs to give. Something needs to give us a bullish signal to get this thing going where we can see, okay, maybe Ethereum is really going to the $10,000 bullish mark. And if we get that signal, people are going to pile in, and at around 10,000, people will take profit, and they will be rotating their capital from the Ethereum down to the large caps, down to the micro caps, down all the way down to the micro caps. And that rotation basically cycles through all the different levels of altcoins, and we'll see capital flow all the way down, trickle all the way down to the micro caps. But we need to start with Ethereum. Like I said, okay, maybe we don't need to have, it doesn't need to happen, but it would be the ideal scenario, right? Just to get this path of least resistance going, get Ethereum on board. So again, guys, the price is not looking the greatest. I get it. But at any moment, Ethereum gives us a signal, even breaking out of these previous highs, guys, breaking out of these levels, start moving to the upside, we're going to see the altcoins run. We're actually seeing a lot of strength in the altcoins, even after this slight impulse. All right, so let's get on to the 4 hour, because the 4 hour is probably going to give us a better signal, because I do see a nice bull flag here that I identified earlier on. You can see that we got a nice impulse right into here. Very nice impulse. Let me show you this a little bit better. Let's go back onto, sorry guys, I know I'm a little bit everywhere today. Sorry, let's do this. Let's get this tool. Impulse, retracement, or bull flag, and then another impulse. Okay, so who knows where we go from here. Ultimately, you can see the volume gap right into here. We can even suggest that maybe this is the scenario, right? We got 3 waves already. One, and then we come down for this, and then we come down, we go back up for this, and maybe we're going sideways here for a little while until we go for another impulsive move after this bull flag. Guys, bull flags are great, especially in trending price action. I wouldn't be shorting right here. I wouldn't expect this thing to fall. In fact, I'm expecting it to move and start dealing with these tops and breaking out of these tops slow and steadily. It looks good. Short-term trends are definitely bullish, as you can see. With this scenario, we broke out of the previous highs. Now we're definitely dealing with this resistance right here. And obviously, once we break that, forget about it, guys. We're going to see Ethereum show some strength finally. And we're going to see strength in the altcoin market. A lot of people will be front running those micro caps. Those people that want to take a bit of risk will be front running and buying in and seeing them run as alongside Ethereum. But the reality is, that's the beginning of the altcoin season. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setup, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.